I'm going to introduce the audience now.
Hi, I'm Luke Valentine and I'm a friend of the speaker.
Seth Smith, friend of the speaker.
CJ Llewellyn, friend of the speaker.
Rose Smith, friend of the speaker.
April Mays, friend of the speaker.
Rebecca Edwards, English teacher.
Debbie Luker, FACS and Your Book Advisor.
Now we'll return the camera to Mrs. Edwards.
Star Wars, Star Trek, and Gravity. These are all popular movies that have one common theme: space, the final frontier. Today, girls are encouraged to pursue their interest in science and math. However, that wasn't always the case. In the 1960s, areas such as science and math were considered to be a man's world. However, women have been finding ways to achieve their dreams and fly into space for many decades. Beginning with Valentina Tereshkova in the 60s, and Svetlana Savitskaya in the 80s, and finally Eileen Collins in the 90s, women have found ways to achieve their goals of getting into space. Hi, my name is Faith Edwards. I've been researching space recently and found some interesting facts that I'd like to share with you. Sally Ride, the first U.S. woman to fly into space, is probably the best known woman associated with space. However, she wasn't the first woman to travel space. That honor belongs to Russian cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova. Tereshkova didn't grow up in a military home that could provide her with the resources necessary to become a cosmonaut. Instead, she grew up as the daughter of a tractor driver and a factory worker. When she was 8 years old, she left school but continued to educate herself even when she went to work with her mother in the textile plant. From a young age, Tereshkova was interested in parachuting, but again, her family didn't have the resources necessary to teach her those skills. However, as she grew older, she continued to pursue this interest until she became a skilled parachutist. Ultimately, it was this skill that brought her to the attention of those looking for the first female Soviet cosmonaut. She was one of 4 original candidates chosen, but ultimately she was given the honor to be the first woman Soviet cosmonaut. Because parachuting was a major requirement for this job, it's easy to assume that that was the reason she was chosen. However, that was not the case. By all accounts, Valentina Tereshkova was the least qualified of the candidates, but there was one thing that she did excel at: communism. Tereshkova was an active communist, and when time came to choose the final candidate, that's what set her apart from the field. For many, Valentina Tereshkova could be seen as a hero and a role model, but her hero status was slightly lessened by the fact that she was chosen for her political affiliations. An argument could be made that she's an even more inspiring figure because she rose from a poor, self-educated plant worker into a hero of Russia. But the fact remains that she wasn't chosen for her qualifications, but for her political affiliations. The next milestone in female space was also from Russia, Svetlana Savitskaya. Born in 1948, she was also very different from Tereshkova. She was, for one thing, highly skilled and definitely no rookie when it came to flying. In his article, A Cog in Political Machine, The Career of Svetlana Savitskaya, Ben Evans wrote that Savitskaya graduated from the Moscow Aviation Institute and went on to lead a stellar flying career. She flew 20 different types of aircraft and was the first woman to reach 2,683 kilometers per hour in a MiG-21. She was also the first woman to perform an EVA, or extravehicular activity, aka the spacewalk. During this time, Svetlana Savitskaya did face opposition simply because she was a woman, and many believed that she couldn't accomplish her job. But when she accomplished her famous EVA mission, Svetlana Savitskaya laid rest to all doubts that she wasn't qualified. Although Savitskaya was a communist, this wasn't the reason that she was chosen to become a cosmonaut. She was chosen for her high skills and training. The final space milestone on our agenda today is Shuttle Commander Eileen Collins. This is one instance where the U.S. beat Russia in the space race. Although Eileen Collins may have been put into the position of being a shuttle commander for political reasons, there's no doubt that she was highly educated and she would have risen in the astronaut ranks without the added political pressure. Collins combines aspects of Tereshkova and Savitskaya. Like Tereshkova, she grew up in a poor family. In his article, Commander Eileen Collins, From the Storm Capital of America to the Space Shuttle, Amico Nevels writes and quotes her when she said, "My family never had enough money to pay for flying lessons or even a plane ride growing up." However, Collins didn't let this stop her, and she took 3 years to save up $1,000. By the time she was 19 years old, she had saved up enough money to pay for flying lessons. During this time, Collins did face opposition as she struggled in what many considered to be a man's world. However, she became a highly skilled pilot who flew 6,280 hours of flight time on 30 different types of planes and aircraft. Before flying as a space shuttle commander, she also flew as a space pilot, making her the first woman to pilot a space shuttle mission. She officially became an astronaut in 1991 and went on to lead a stellar flying career. Eileen Collins shows that through hard work and dedication, she could accomplish her dreams. She not only went on to become an astronaut, but also a leader and a hero to other aspiring young astronauts. While these young women here may have taken one small step for a woman, they took one giant leap for womankind. These women proved that no matter where you came from, the benefits your family can give, or the opposition in front of you, it doesn't have to define your goals. Tereshkova, Savitskaya, and Collins all proved that with hard work and dedication, their goals could be reached, even goals as lofty as space.